What's going on, everybody? Back with another video today, and man, has it been a long time, and is this video overdue. I think it's been over three to 4 months since the last time I uploaded a video, and the last time I uploaded a video, it was a fishing video. It was a pretty good video, so make sure to check that out. But I have not done a reptile or pet related video in an incredibly long time. I really wanted to branch my channel out to do some fishing content, which I'm going to continue to do. I'm going to continue to kind of hybridize my channel content, so I have fishing content balanced with animal content, because at the end of the day I'm incredibly passionate about bass fishing just as much as I'm passionate about these guys behind me. So I'm going to do what I can in the future to provide very diverse content for a very diverse audience base, because I want you guys to be enjoying my content and I want to enjoy making it myself. And due to this thing called, I think it's called coronavirus, you guys might be familiar with it, I have an extended break from college, which is one of the main hindrances in my YouTube for the past 3 months. I have a pretty extended break. I'm pretty much out of school until late January, so I've got plenty of time to be on the ball with YouTube. So you guys can expect a lot of content coming up, fishing content, art content, and obviously awesome animal content. But putting all that aside, guys, I want everybody to be updated on my animals, see how everybody's doing. It's been such a long time since I showed my awesome pets off, and since then I've gotten a new furry addition, so if you stick around to the end of the video, you'll get to meet my buddy Waylon. Alright guys, so without further delay, let's go ahead and get into the video. I'm going to show all you old subscribers how my animals are doing, kind of give you guys an update because you really do deserve one, and then to all my new viewers, you might be seeing my animals for the very first time, which is super exciting. Alright guys, let's do this. Alright guys, so like always, we're going to get started off here with my awesome Leachianus Gecko Titan. I've got Titan here outfitted in a 18 by 18 by 24 Exoterra tank. It's a pretty sweet setup for him. I do intend on doing some refurbishing because while I was off at college, he low-key tore up the entire tank. As you can see here in the back, if he doesn't reach out and try to bite me, as you can see there in the back, he tore the clay off the styrofoam in the back. He ripped up the plants. This plant right here is sort of growing out of place and causing an uproot of the base of the terrarium. A lot of things are going wrong. The only thing keeping this piece of cork right here from falling over is this big old rock, which even Titan isn't strong enough to move, which is saying something because that joker, he's pretty stout. This plant here in the background has kind of seen better days. I've been watering it. I've not been over-watering it because Sansevieras can be overwatered pretty easily. It's just kind of an old plant. It's probably been in there for maybe 6 years. I've had it for 6 years at least. It previously was in my Crested Gecko's tank, but now it's chilling in this tank. My rationale for putting these Sansevieras in here is because there's probably no other plant that can withstand the uncaged force of an adult Leachianus gecko, because they like to show their wrath on their surroundings, whether that be fingers or plants. My plants have seen better days, and my poor fingers have seen better days. To all you old channel subscribers, you'd probably remember that sitting atop of this horizontal log was previously a pink plant. That kind of died, or not kind of died, it did die, so it's no longer there. So this tank is really missing some color, and I do intend on doing a video kind of refurnishing. Is that the right term for making a terrarium look good? Refurbishing the terrarium. Alright guys, so obviously what you want to see is Titan himself, of course, duh. So here he is, and I'm going to use the zoom on my new camera to show you, because the last thing I want to do is get close to that thing because he will eat me. He is a super beautiful animal, and if I can get him out in a reasonable time frame with editing the video, I will give you a better view of him. But he's mean as a snake, and I own a snake, and my snake's not mean. This animal right here is vicious. Let's see if I can. I don't want to say I'm trying to provoke him, but I just know what's going to happen when I move closer to him. Yep, that was the expected response. Little detail on Titan, apart from the fact that he's a jerk. He is a Pine Island Leachianus gecko, which, if I believe is correct, is the second largest locale of Leachianus. Whoa. I didn't ask you. Just pose for the camera. Which is like the second largest locale, second only to the Grand Terra Leachianus, which is considered the largest species of gecko in the world. So they're pretty big animals for what they are. Smart animals, aggressive animals, incredibly vocal animals. That's the thing I find so amazing about Titan, is the range of noises he can make to yell at me. You can hear him barking, hissing. Yeah, like that. When I tell my friends I've got a gecko that barks at me every time I walk in the room, they're like, well, you're crazy. He don't bark at you. Well, here's some living proof right here. Try to give you a little bit of view on his markings right here. He's got some absolutely gorgeous markings, pink splotches, kind of on a mossy green background. I would really love to breed him because if you know anything about Leachianus geckos, males can be kind of hard to come by, and buying an adult male Leachianus is incredibly expensive. So I guess you could say I got lucky with getting Titan. Yeah, that's my good luck right there. As you can tell, he really likes to reciprocate that good fortune by being so kind to me. But all in all, it's a super beautiful animal. It's just a shame he's so mean. But, that's part of it when owning a Leachianus gecko. Not really a gecko I would recommend to the first-time owner. Alright guys, so up next is my beautiful red-striped gargoyle gecko Comet, who is, I think, hidden there in the back. Those of you who have been with my channel for a long period of time would know that Comet has had quite a few issues with metabolic bone disease, and that has really affected her body type pretty much her entire life. But I'm really happy to say she's made some excellent leaps and bounds in the last few months and has gained weight, is looking quite a bit more plump, eating her Pangea more vigorously than ever before. You guys are going to call me a liar because that doesn't look like a vigorously eaten Pangea bowl. Sometimes she'll eat it a little better the second day it's in the cage after it ripens a little bit, I suppose. But no lie, she's really making some great improvements. So before I pull her out, I'm going to give you a quick little glimpse into her cage because it has changed quite a bit since the last time you did it. So to accommodate her egg laying issue, I really added a lot of substrate. This goes down, what do you think that is? 4-ish inches. So that gives her plenty of dirt to kind of dig and lay her eggs. She only lays them a couple times a year. Usually it's earlier in the year, so I guess after whenever 2020 ends, hopefully sooner rather than later, she'll have a great egg laying spot right here. She's already laid eggs in there before, so it just makes me happy to know that she's comfortable laying eggs in this environment. And she's not a big fan of eating on the ground, and I don't really want her eating on the ground because eating on the ground can lead to impaction. So I never could get her to eat out of a Reptile ledge like I've got here for Titan. That's the only thing he'll eat out of, but Comet, not so much. I had it at one point, but I started kind of switching it around. And this little rig right here, putting the cup of Pangea in the twist of this branch, although it doesn't look like she's eating anything here, usually works very, very well, and she chooses to eat out of this all the time. It's just kind of a more naturalistic setup, Eating out of a vine, it's a pretty cool concept, and it's fairly functional. Seems to do her a lot of good. But apart from that, here is Comet. She's about to take a leap. I've only got one hand. Hopefully she won't jump too far. So as you can see, don't do it. You can be nice. You can be nice. She's rather plump right now, looking super good. Beautiful coloration. Tail's looking thick at the base. At one point in her life, it was kind of sad. She was kind of scrawny and super bony, but I've managed to supplement her diet with this Fluker's, what's it called? Reptiboost. I'm looking at it over to my left, trying to read it upside down. Fluker's Reptiboost has really made a huge amount of difference for Comet here. Gained a lot of weight. She's so much more healthy than she previously was because I could never really get her to take to insects, so I had to apply some protein and fatten her up with another medium. So using that Reptiboost has really made the difference. I'll mix a little bit of calcium in there just to calcify her bones, and I mean, look how good she looks. Super pretty. You want to take a leap of faith? POV, Comet. Make it happen. Look at that. Ain't that just on cue? It's good to see that she persevered through, what her little ailment she had previously. Okay, guys, so up next is Frito, my crested gecko. So I've got her chilling here in a 12 by 12 by 20 plexiglass enclosure. So let's go ahead and open this joker up and see what's shaking inside. I got pretty much a brand new setup because her last setup I thought was terrible internally. I was really disappointed in myself for even making it. So I just want to make sure that I gave her a cage that accommodates her lifestyle and make sure that she's as healthy as she can be. So I just totally scrapped the whole thing, threw in the garbage, it was crap, and made this new setup, which I'm pretty happy with. It's still growing, so it still has a lot of potential, but for the current moment, it's doing her a lot of this right here. So as you can see here, we got a little bit of moss action. This is moss that originally came from my backyard 2 years ago, and I've been cultivating it myself and just trying to artificially reproduce it in my room just to make sure it's free from any pesticides or any other nasty bugs. And it's a great little addition to these tanks. It's just a vibrant green color, really soft, so if she ever does crawl on it, it's soft on her feet. And I also got plenty of little hidey holes for her. She doesn't really use this one in the front very much, but it is there. It goes down about 6 or so inches. And this thing in the back, this cork flat in the back, there's a hollow space here in the back, a perfect place for a crested gecko. And she uses that quite a bit. I'll get her out to show you guys in a second because I know you guys are dying to see her. Alright guys, so here's just a great shot. I'm pretty jacked about this camera, not going to lie. A super good shot of Frito right here. She's an extreme Harlequin crested gecko, just a beautiful specimen, as kind as she can be. Super chill. I'll say that in probably 3 seconds. She's going to prepare for a liftoff. But at the moment, being super chill, just a super beautiful animal. She's got some spots on her too. Just a little bit of diversity on her body. It just makes her a beautiful animal, all in all. Super chunky, around 60-ish grams, which is pretty big for a crested gecko, especially a female. And I'm not raising her for breeding or any purposes like that. I'm just really jacked to know that she weighs so much and that she's, being super successful under my care. And check this out real quick, guys. You see how one side of her body is fired up and the other is not? That's because she was sitting behind, this side of her body that I'm tapping with my thumb was sitting behind that Sansevieria leaf, outside of the light penetration. And this side was not. So that's why this side is firing up so much more quickly than this side right here. It'll catch up momentarily, but that's just kind of a cool thing to take note of. These are just super amazing creatures. Alright guys, so up next is my newest amphibious addition. So I've got, I'll show you in a second, it's actually just a common American toad, and he's kind of got a funny backstory. Before I get into that, I want to show you off his setup here. It's literally just a bunch of plant clippings that I threw into a tank. And it looks really good. Like, I got a bunch of natural moss growing here in the back. I'm just, pretty impressed with how it turned out. It has very little maintenance to it whatsoever because it's just a naturalistic bioactive system. And not gonna lie, it looks like a little chunk of nature. And I'm pretty satisfied with that. And something cool that I did is this ivy, I made it grow up through the screen, out of the screen, and then in through these little air holes in this tank to allow Frito for a little place to eventually one day hang from these little vines, and it's just kind of a cool little added bonus. Alright, so I put my little buddy here on this little Tupperware lid because it's impossible to distinguish him from his surroundings in that tank, to be honest with you. But as you can see here, it's just a little American toad, and the backstory about this guy is that I was weed eating in my backyard, and I hit him with a weed eater. And I was like, oh crap, there's a toad. And I picked him up and I noticed that his leg was all messed up. And by messed up, I mean I didn't hit it off or knock it off with the weed eater string. I guess I just clipped it or maybe hit a piece of mulch and then the mulch hit the hit the toad and injured his leg. So for a long period of time, he was not able to use that front right leg whatsoever. It was kind of denatured, and it to a certain extent still is. He doesn't have a lot of feeling in it. But I was like, I can either leave him out here and he'll probably die because he can't move to get food, or I can take him and put him in this super cool empty tank, and that's what I decided to do. And he's been growing and doing super well ever since. It's a super cute animal. I really love frogs and toads and stuff like that. Doesn't move very much because he kind of can't, but still a super cool toad. Really do love him, and he seems to be doing really well in this environment that I set up for him. Alright guys, so up next is my ball python, Jerry the snake. Not just Jerry, but Jerry the snake. So before I give you a good look at him, I want to show off his setup. It's been a while since you guys have seen it, and it's something I'm pretty proud of. This is all made out of pink insulation styrofoam with Quikrete painted over it. I painted is, I guess, the best way to describe the action of what I did to put the concrete on it, but it's more of like globbing and throwing concrete on there, and it provides an excellent texture, but is not only beautiful to look at and naturalistic, but also incredibly functional, because as you can see here, I'm going to zoom in real quick. See that little white speck right there? That is where Jerry rubs against the Quikrete to remove his shed. So it's kind of doubly useful. It's very pretty, and it's functional for the removal of shed. So a cool little detail about this setup itself is that each hide here, 1 with the hole in it, 2 here in the center, and 3 over here to the right, are all removable. I only have one hand, so it's not going to be very easy for me to do that right now, but I can give you a brief demonstration of how that works. This right here is his humid hide that I really moistened down when he's shedding, It's just like a little snake cave, and it's super cool. It's weighted to the point where he's not going to be able to easily move them. So they kind of pretty much stay in the same place at all times. Oop, about fell over. But like I was saying, they pretty much stay in the same place at all times, which is super awesome. I'm very happy with this setup, and I think Jerry is too. So here is Jerry the snake in the flesh. If you didn't know already by just looking at him or from previous videos, he is a banana ball python. He's male. He's about 4-ish feet long. I don't recall his exact measurement, but he's around 4-ish feet long. He's big enough to make you be like, oh, that's a pretty good sized snake, but not like, ooh, scary big. But as you can see, he's just a beautiful, beautiful specimen. Has never shown any aggression to me whatsoever. I've had people hold him before with no issue. Just all around, just an excellent animal. He's just a great snake. He's been eating, I think, medium frozen thaw mice. But yeah, he's usually pretty active. He's a little cold right now. He was not hanging out in his hot hide, so he's a little cool right now. So I'd say that's probably the reason he's not being especially active right now. Might be a little stressed out. I took him out of his hidey hole, but as you guys can see, just a beautiful animal, super calm, never any aggression. I really do love this snake. Great pet, Jerry the snake. Alright guys, so up next is my African fat-tailed gecko, Mocha. I've got her outfitted in effectively a 20-gallon long tank, as you can see here. It's actually by a National Geographic back when they used to make terrariums for reptiles. They're actually, as you can see here, pretty solid products. Not as good as Exoterra, but still pretty solid. She's got a pretty basic setup here, you know, just 3 hides, hot side, and got the plants coming in through the back, like I've kind of explained previously, all coming all the way up from this pot at the top. Just keeps it from the roots having to be embedded in the tank itself. Makes it a lot cleaner process. Got the light source off to the right. She spends most of her time under that cave. So here's a close-up view of Mocha. She is a striped morph of African fat-tailed gecko and is female and has really been putting on some weight ever since I got her switched on to mealworms. Before mealworms, all she would eat was crickets, and she ate crickets rather sparingly, which led to her being, I wouldn't say unhealthily skinny, but not, you know, in that breeding weight range that I want all my animals to be in. But ever since she started chomping on the mealworms, look how fat that tail is. And that is a regenerated tail that's that big. I never could get her buddy Phoenix, who is the next guy who's up, to get on mealworms. He still only eat crickets and waxworms, but this girl right here won't even touch crickets anymore. She's all about those mealworms. There's a good little close-up of her noggin there. Let's go ahead and put her back in her terrarium. So up next is my leopard gecko Phoenix. So I got Phoenix outfitted in an Exoterra tank, one of those long and wide Exoterra tanks. Perfect for a leopard gecko, just plenty of floor space. Got the heat pad hanging out over there, under that hide, kind of spanning in that area, and then the cooler area over here. Got this pothos plant really doing well in this tank. Adds some humidity, gives them a way to drink water off the leaves, and adds a little bit of color to what otherwise would be a pretty drab and dreary setup. So let's get a good look here at Phoenix, the man himself. He's almost 10 years old, man. It's hard to believe how time passes. He's gotten so old. He's such a great animal. He's the guy who got me started with my reptile passion. To all you guys who are unfamiliar with my channel, just a great little pet here. Leopard geckos are the go-to. If you want to get into reptiles. Super easy to care for, sweet animals, very handleable. Phoenixes are super great pet. Had him for a really long time. Can I pick you up, buddy? No, maybe. Oh, dropped him. Got him at literally the very tail end of him falling off my arm. Let him go back. I'm going to feed him in a little while, so I don't want him to be too worked up. Okay, guys, so you're not going to believe this, but we literally got a pet pig. Here he is right here. It's my favorite little pig, Waylon. Looks just like a pig, snorts just like a pig, sleeps just like a pig, and eats just like a pig. But, believe it or not, he's a dog. Can you believe that? Look how cute he is. But yes, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Oh, my buddy, my best friend Waylon right here. So if you can't tell already, he's an English Bulldog, and he just so happens to be the sweetest creature probably to ever exist. I can't wait to drop some super awesome content of Waylon playing and just kind of being himself. What's going on? You tired is what you are. He's very subdued at the moment, which is very peculiar for Waylon. Very peculiar. Oh. Say hi. Say hi. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? Shake, 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 shake. Somebody's got pee-pee, don't they? Hey. Hey, it's okay. Want your butt scratched? Don't we all? He's the sweetest dog ever, man. Can't wait for you guys to get to see more and more of him. Alright, Waylon, can I say goodnight to you? Hey, look at me. Look at your brother. Look at your brother. Come here. He's very smart, if you can't tell. Quite a genius. Hey, ding dong. Oh, he wants to play. Well, he may not be tired, but I know I am. Alright, say goodbye to Waylon. Say bye, Waylon. Alright, everybody, that's pretty much going to do it for today's video. I'm really hoping you kind of enjoyed this return to normal video, you know, getting back to the old content where I only did reptile videos. But like I said early in the video, I plan on really diversifying my video content to appeal to a really wide audience and to just show you guys all of my passions, because I have quite a few. Before you leave, make sure to go down low, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Always turn on post notifications so you can be ready to click on and see every single video I upload over this break. And it's kind of hit or miss on whether or not you're going to be able to comment, because YouTube still thinks I'm under the age of 18, which is just not the case. And I do not have enough subscribers to file an appeal to them. So as a result, I'm stuck in a commentless YouTube void. I want to thank all of you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a great day. Peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.